I went out there and I decided to do a comparison for myself. I compared 8 different formula products. I compared their ingredients together, and out of the 8 products, only 2 stood out. There's so many options out there. There's Nan OptiPro, Nan Comfort, Aptamil, Enfamil, Similac, SMA Gold, SMA Pro, and so much more. What differentiates one product from the other? And what do you need to know about a formula product before you say, yes, this is for my baby? There's the cow's milk formula, there's goat's milk formula, there's the plant-based formula, for example the soy formula, and then there's the special formula. This is the most common type of formula and it's usually parents' first choice. Nan OptiPro, Enfamil, Similac, and Aptamil are all examples of cow's milk formula. The downside to cow's milk formula is that the tummies of some babies have a hard time processing the fat and protein in cow's milk. Goat's milk formula has been shown to have more nutrients and minerals than cow's milk formula. The protein from goat's milk formula is a lot softer and easier on the tummies of babies, which makes it easier for them to digest it. Soy formula is a product based on the proteins found in soybeans. It is not advised to choose soy formula without a doctor's prescription. This type of formula is recommended if parents don't want their babies to eat the protein from animals, if a baby has congenital lactose deficiency, and if a baby was born with galactosemia. Specialized formula is for babies who have a higher risk of having some type of allergy. What should parents look for in cow's milk formula since it's usually their first choice? You can only boast in the integrity of a product if you know what the product is made of. It's very important that you go through the ingredients of different formula products, compare them before you choose what's best for your baby. You know the integrity of a product by looking at the first 3 ingredients, but pay attention to the first ingredient because that's what the manufacturer used the most. If you give a baby below 12 months of age whole cow's milk, like pig milk, you put the baby at risk for intestinal bleeding. Whole cow's milk contains too many proteins and minerals for their kidneys to handle, and it doesn't have the right amount of nutrients that babies need. So what manufacturers usually do is that they take out the fat in cow's milk and they also break down the protein in cow's milk, which is known as hydrolyzation. This makes cow's milk easier for babies to process. The first 3 ingredients listed at the back of the formula container tell you what they did to the milk, what they did to the protein, the type of sugar used, and the type of oil used. For what they did to the milk or milk protein, avoid products like whole milk, milk protein isolate, and milk solids. And go for ingredients like whey protein hydrolysate, which is hydrolyzed cow's milk, and that's great. Partially hydrolyzed non-fat milk, whey protein, skimmed milk powder, non-fat milk, demineralized whey powder. Then for the sugar used in formula products, it's either lactose or corn syrup solid, which is glucose. Glucose goes straight into the bloodstream, it causes a spike in their blood sugar and then it comes back down, which is really unhealthy. In fact, research shows that the sugar content in some formula products is equivalent to some soft drinks like Coke and Fanta Orange, and infants who consume that amount of sugar are at risk of conditions like heart disease, tooth decay, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and poor diet. Therefore, you should completely avoid corn syrup solids, and a better option would be lactose. Lactose gets broken down to glucose and galactose, and it doesn't cause the surge in sugar that glucose does. But a way better option would be maltodextrin. So for sugars, you'd have to choose between formula products that have lactose and maltodextrin. Completely discard corn syrup solids. Next will be oils. You should avoid formula products that contain palm oil. And funny enough, there are many brands out there that do contain palm oil. Even if palm oil isn't one of the first 3 ingredients, as long as it's part of that long list, you should avoid the formula product. Palm oil in formulas has raised some concern due to its impact on calcium absorption in babies. A portion of the palmitic acid in palm oil can remain unabsorbed in their intestines, binding with calcium and hindering its absorption. Many brands are now faced with having to change their recipes because, like I said, palm oil is found in many brands out there. Don't worry, there's still some that do not contain palm oil. If you end up choosing a formula product with safe ingredients like I've explained, and it doesn't seem to sit well with your baby, either your baby is very fussy, spitting up more often, has difficulty passing stools, has blood on their stools, seems very uncomfortable, or seems bloated after having a bottle, you may want to try another cow's milk formula with great ingredients as well. But if your baby still has those symptoms, you may want to see a doctor. But realistically speaking, most parents will just keep trying different brands until they find the one that suits their baby. Remember that goat's milk formula is also a great option if cow's milk formula doesn't seem to sit well with your baby. Although that may cost more, the reason why it's important to take your baby to see a doctor if you've tried a few formula products with great ingredients and it still seems to not sit so well with your baby, it's because your baby may have more than a sensitive tummy. It may be acid reflux or actually a cow's milk allergy or something else that would require a special formula that has to be prescribed by a medical professional. The overall best formula option for your baby is actually the organic formula, and since it's the best, it's actually one of the most expensive. Considering the fact that babies take milk often and you may have to purchase formula often, that may not be so friendly to your pocket if you choose to go organic. But there are definitely some parents out there that do not mind spending so much. So that is exactly why I'm going to cover the organic formula in this video. Organic formula is made from organic ingredients that are sourced from farms where organic approaches have been adopted. Specifically, these farms avoid using hazardous products like pesticides, fungicides, synthetic fertilizers, and other chemicals. Organic formulas are designed to be free from pesticide residue, GMOs, growth hormones, synthetic chemicals, preservatives, and potentially harmful substances. I guess that's enough to make it the best. Look out for organic products that don't just say organic, but products that actually have the USDA organic label. Formula that is 100% organic has the USDA organic label. If it's 95 to 99% organic, it still has the USDA organic label. But if it's 70 to 94%, it doesn't have the USDA organic label. I went out there and I decided to do a comparison for myself. I compared 8 different formula products. I compared their ingredients together, and out of the 8 products, only 2 stood out. With some, everything was going great until you see palm oil. Everything will be going great, then you see corn syrup solids. So there were only 2, like I said, that stood out, and that was the SMA Pro and Similac Advance. But that's based on my own comparison. There's so many more products out there. It's now time for you to go out there and do your own comparison and choose what's best for your baby. Although breast milk, like we all know, is best for babies, but some parents could find themselves in situations where they have to use formula. And I know that every parent wants to choose what's best for their baby. So be kind to share this with other parents.